Thanksgiving episode 46 of 52 axe patterns. Yeah. I'm Ed with Redbeard Knife and Tool, and this is my story about the intricacies of restoring and hanging 52 different axe patterns. There's something intimate about bringing an old axe back to life. Some have been through a lot, and some haven't. And giving them a new purpose, whether it's hanging them on a wall or putting them back into service, I get to change their history. Every axe has a story. This episode is the Tasmanian Pattern. And not only is it a Tasmanian pattern, it is a Tasmanian pattern made by Brandon Williams, Forged and Fire champion, who happens to be a pretty good friend of mine. Check out this profile. It's super thick, super chunky, super beefy. I think it's like 5 pounds, 5 ounces. It is absolutely massive. Let me get a measurement on the edge. The edge is, it's got a 6-inch edge. Absolutely massive. I picked the Tasmanian Pattern episode, not because I picked the Tasmanian Pattern for the Thanksgiving Day episode, not because it's a Tasmanian pattern, but because I'm thankful for the axe community. Without the axe community having my back and other people's back, I don't know where I would be right now, but I'm thankful that I met Brandon Williams through the axe community. I'm thankful that I met a bunch of other axe brothers through the axe community. And yeah, that's what I'm thankful for this episode. So the handle that I'm going to be putting this on is going to be a Whiskey River 31 racer, built exclusively for a Tasmanian Pattern axe. I think it's going to match up perfectly. Yeah, I'm excited. So let's go ahead and get started. I gotta get my belt put on this thing, and yeah, we can get going. All right, we got it going on. So let's give it a couple of pops and see where she's sitting. It's pretty straight. Looks like we got it going down about 1 inch. Still pretty straight. Yeah. Now we're going to pop it off and see where we're rubbing, make adjustments, and then start working our way down. All right, rubbing a little bit in the back, a little bit in the front on both sides. So we're just going to remove a little bit more from the back, and that should relieve the pressure from the back. From the front, yeah. And then we're just going to keep going down. think we're there. So I'm gonna pop this off. But holy moly, does that thing look sick or what? Yeah, I'm gonna pop it off. We're gonna get a wedge made, and I do want to clean up the edge just a little bit, not too much. All right, for the wedge, I want to use a Purple Heart. I'm gonna get it trimmed up real quick. Yep. All right, we got that done, and so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this edge just a little bit cleaner. Just going to use conditioning belts. Yeah, and that's it. All right, we don't need the big fans on anymore. The big fan, rather. We got the little one on. All right, we're just going to run coarse, medium, fine, or ultra fine, and then a polishing belt to take the burr off. There's going to be a little bit of a burr even with the conditioning belts. There we go. All right, I got a 60 grit disc, and we're just gonna hit this up, and then I'm gonna hit it up with 80, and then probably like a 220 soft belt, soft pad, just to kind of smooth everything out and make it even. I forgot I gotta go cut the kerf. Got my 220 with the soft pad, just to kind of clean everything up, and that's pretty much it. I think that's it. We put the 60 back on for when we cut the top of the tongue off. There we go. Where's my oil? I thought it was up here. It's right here. It was right here. Oh man. All right. Get that in there. Get this head on. We're there. That doesn't look like a Tassie. I don't know what does. This handle, this 31 racer handle, this thing, it's comfortable, but you can tell by feeling it that it can handle some shock and some weight and some abuse. So if you're looking for, I got a bunch of them because I plan on hanging some big heavy jerseys on them. I think that would be an excellent idea. So you got a big heavy jersey. All right. Whoop. Oh, it looks like it's all right. There we go. We're going. Yep. So I'm not worried about cracking this thing because the eye wall is a solid 1/4 inch thick. I think we're there though. Yep, we're there. We're not going anywhere. All right, that expansion looks pretty good. I'm going to take this to the bandsaw and get it cut. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Look at that Purple Heart wedge. Just a freaking stunner. I'll get some gloves. And let's get this thing oiled down. That'd be freaking magnificent. So if you notice, there's a handle right here. I got it clamped in because I'm just kind of trying to straighten it a little without breaking out the steam bending. It's more of a bow, not a bend. So I'm hoping I can get it out. All right. You guys see? Yeah. That is freaking gorgeous. Look at that grain. Man. All right. Get this thing underneath. And then so, if you're not familiar with the Tasmanian Pattern axe, they were basically designed and created to fell Australian and New Zealand trees, which are much harder overall. As just overall, the trees there are much harder and much more dense, and the grain is just it's just. I mean, if you heard of the eucalyptus trees, those things are really hardwoods. So they needed the weight behind them or in front of them to just kind of help carry the, but they had a pretty good taper on them so they didn't get stuck. So that's why Tasmanians actually make really good splitters, because they have a pretty good, the cheeks kind of taper out as they go, and yeah, they just make really good splitters also. Especially when they're a little bit worn. When they get worn down, they tend to be a little bit more of a, I'll show you. When they're worn down, when they're new, they're kind of like this, but when they're worn down, they kind of become more of a wider angle, and they make excellent splitters. So yeah, after a while, they'll do really well for a splitter. But check out this Brandon Williams axe. I can't believe I have an axe made by a Forged and Fire champion. I'm pretty excited. I will link his YouTube channel down in the description below. Definitely worth checking out. Yeah, let me get this thing wiped down, and I will be right back. Episode 46 is in the books with this absolutely gorgeous Brandon Williams Tasmanian Pattern axe, and hung very nicely on a Whiskey River 31 Racer handle. Hickory. Very beautiful grain orientation. Check that out. And I think it turned out great. You guys let me know what you think. Shoot me a comment down below, and I would really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out for episode 46. We only have 5 more to go. And the ones coming are going to be some bangers, and I'm pretty freaking stoked. This is the Thanksgiving Day episode. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have something to be grateful for, as I am. Today, for this episode, I am dedicating it to Brandon Williams and the axe community. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. You guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I love you. Bye.